No. I'm fine here.
Good morning. Today the Security Council convenes for an open debate on UN peacekeeping operations. France, Guyana, Japan, Malta, Mozambique, the Republic of Korea, Sierra Leone, Switzerland, the United Kingdom, the United States, and my own country, Slovenia, underscore the importance of a holistic approach to the climate, peace and security in the context of the UN peacekeeping. If the UN peacekeeping operations are to successfully fulfill their indispensable mandates, climate change considerations need to be taken into account. In this context, we take this opportunity to highlight three key messages. First, climate change and environmental degradation can exacerbate risk to international peace and security. Fragile and conflict-affected countries and communities are among the most vulnerable to the impacts of climate change. To enhance effectiveness of UN peacekeeping operations, it is essential to integrate data-based environment and climate security considerations, where appropriate, into risk assessments, monitoring, planning, reporting, and mandate implementation. Risk assessment and risk management should be inclusive, comprehensive, and gender responsive, so the needs of all affected communities are addressed and peacekeeping efforts are sustainable. Climate security advisors within the UN peacekeeping operations can play a significant role in mapping risks and providing valuable guidance to both missions and host authorities on practical actions that may be taken. We reiterate our call for the appointment of the UN Special Representative on Climate, Peace and Security to address the intersection of climate and conflict from an evidence-based point of view. Second, we believe UN peacekeeping operations can mitigate conflict-related risks that are exacerbated by climate change. By working with the host communities and UN country teams, they can contribute to the development of conflict-sensitive approaches to adaptation and mitigation responses on one hand, and climate-sensitive approaches to conflict management, prevention, and peace building on the other, thereby reinforcing the benefits of climate action alongside peace and security efforts. Considerations of the adverse effects of climate change in the mandates of UNMISS, MINUSCA, MONUSCO, and UNFICYP, missions comprising 75% of all currently deployed peacekeeping personnel, represents a decisive contribution towards these goals. And third, UN peacekeeping operations must adapt to ensure their own operational effectiveness and abilities to implement mandates tasks, including the protection of civilians. This requires careful assessment and planning. We emphasize the importance of the United Nations Department of Operational Support Strategy, and I quote, "The way forward, environmental strategy for peace operations 2023 to 2030. Good stewardship of resources ultimately contributes to the positive legacy in host countries as part of the wider UN efforts beyond missions deployment. Finally, we commend the troop and police contributing countries for their innovation, professionalism, and commitment in adapting their approach and capabilities to effectively operate in the environments increasingly impacted by climate change. We stand in front of you today, ready to forge ahead on our efforts to advance a systematic, responsive, inclusive, and evidence-based approach to climate, peace, and security in the context of the UN peacekeeping operations. Thank you.